Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. Let's start the show. Hey,
what's up?
Hello, and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. I'm your co-host, Doug Bennett.
And I'm colloquially known as your other co-host, Seth Nacho. Welcome to this excellent recording on a beautiful day, summer day. It's very freaking hot.
Boiling. But, I'll take this over the cold any day.
Says you. Says you.
Yeah, I was the operating clause in that sentence.
What are you trying to operate something?
That was the fucking frame.
And leave Santa out of this.
Hey, he's real and he comes to my house every year, even though I'm 30 years old.
Did you get my joke though?
I think I missed it.
You said it clause, so I leave Santa out of this.
All right, very good.
Very good. Wonderful. Couldn't have said it better myself.
It's called We Do a Little Joking. We do a little joking, folks.
I'm sorry. It just came out. I didn't mean to trump it up, Yeah, guys, you can listen to how Doug, what Doug thinks about my yo by checking out the Spotify exclusive premium content. Click that link down below to find out more.
Hey, all I'm saying is, I'm all in.
Yeah, all I'm saying is Doug has a new hobby, or maybe a new life, a new lease on life.
This podcast brought to you by Rainbet.
What?
It's a website that you can do online, like, table games. It's like, most people just play blackjack on there.
Okay, I think I've seen it because there was this great TikTok I saw where, like, a guy was going to hit on this girl at, like, a bowling alley or wherever the fuck they were. And he was like, yo, girl, what's up? And then she was like, he was like, can I get your number? And she was like, yeah, if you could win this hand. And she handed him a blackjack on her phone.
Yo.
I was like, yo. That dude fell in love instantly.
Dude, that sounds like a keeper.
I guess so. I mean, is that how people are making their money these days?
It's insane. The numbers, we have data on how many users of gambling services there are ever since sportsbooks became legal in all 50 states. I think right before COVID lockdowns or right after. It's one of those two things.
Yeah.
But something like half of all young men, and young men being anybody under 38, because you know how demographics work.
Right.
But
24 to 30.
Something like half of them have open positions on gambling websites at this very moment. Literally half of the country is
about it.
Is about it.
Interesting. And I do remember, like, people will be like, oh man, there's nothing to do after you graduate high school, just trap or scam and then there's like an comes on the video and he's like, job, J-O-B, job.
Nah. Oh, hey, you crazy.
Like, what happened to getting a job, dude? Come on, we're Americans. Get back into the system. Get a job.
I mean, for people to get jobs, people would have to actually be hired.
Have to have jobs, yeah. There has to be jobs available.
And right now, apparently, I mean, we've talked about this ad nauseum, but it bears repeating that most companies are insisting that the jobs can only be done by H-1Bs.
An interesting insistence, truly.
Well, it makes sense.
It's like outsourcing, but insourcing.
Well, it makes sense when you realize that so many CEOs these days, I'm talking to like big tech firms, Microsoft is this way, Twitter was this way for a little while. They don't have a CEO right now at all. It's very cool. Thank you, Grok. But...
oh my god, yeah, they don't even have one right now?
Yeah. Literally Grok's fault.
Well, yeah, I know. I remember she had to resign.
But so many of these CEOs are themselves in.
I can't believe Will Stancil did that. I can't believe Will Stancil got the CEO of Twitter.
We do actually have a Stancil update for We'll go into it right after this.
Okay.
But so many of these CEOs of tech companies are themselves Indian. Like, there's been.
Oh yeah, we talked about that before, didn't we? They hire more.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, I'm not player hating. It makes strategy. It's a good strategy. It makes sense as a group to do that. But what it is doing is also hollowing out American opportunity.
Is the CEO of YouTube Indian now? That guy?
Well, the
I can't
CEO
remember.
of Google sure is.
Google. Okay. I remember whatever her name was.
Yeah.
She went down, and then I think some other guy. I thought it was an Indian guy. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think we talked about this before. Like, if Indian guys get into powers of like hiring positions, they tend to hire other Indians. Which, right, it makes sense. Like you were saying, as a group strategy, right? Like it's looking out for your own.
Oh.
But it's like, damn. You know?
Dude, not only is the CEO of YouTube Indian, he's a low caste Indian as well.
Ooh.
This.
Well, other Indians might not want to work for him then.
Well, I mean, and I'm not an expert on this. Let me put a disclaimer on it. I'm not the ultimate knower of how the caste system of India works, but it is all like it's competitive between castes. So, as he looks low caste. He's gonna be setting the policy that let's help my low caste boys out.
Right. Okay.
You know, this guy's no Brahmin. This guy's no Aryan. This is like.
Whoa! What?
Yeah, those are the high ones.
Sure.
A little bit lower Shudras. It's been a while since I brushed up on these vocabularies.
Oh, you're right though. Yeah, I think Sidra is the low and the low. It's like the common one. It's like the everybody one. And then there's the dirty untouchables. Bang some sticks so I know you're coming.
Let's see, that guy cooks. That guy, he is the accountant. That guy, he's made of literal sewage. He's a poop guy. We call him Poop Tell.
What the hell is that accent, bro?
You know what? It's one that it's an accent that feasibly some Indian person could have.
I didn't even think of it as an Indian accent. I was like, what is that? But yeah, dude, the caste system is insane, and the amount of discrimination in that country is astounding.
Yeah.
For them being a nation, right? Like the way they treat the people, but then then they fucking hate Pakistan. So,
But it's great because there's no difference. There's,
don't say that.
I mean, like
they're
okay.
Muslim and they're Hindu.
Yeah, right. There's one difference.
Yeah.
Other than that, if you put 10 guys in a lineup and said half of them are Indian, half of them are Pakistani, most people, like nobody, not even Indians or Pakistanis, would necessarily.
Aren't they from like the same thing? They just broke off because they were different religion? Or am I thinking of Bangladesh?
I think you're thinking of Bangladesh. Like, up until recently, like it's a new thing that Pakistan is its own thing. And when I say new, I mean like maybe in the past 50 years.
Right.
The maps that were available to the world in the World War II era did not have Pakistan on them.
Right.
So occasionally on Twitter, for some reason I see a lot of comic book stuff on Twitter. Occasionally, people who are both history nerds and comic book nerds, they'll uncover some like Silver Age Superman comic or whatever, like, oh, look at this map of the world that doesn't have Pakistan on it. People would be pretty pissed about that today.
Oh my god.
The world used to be different, huh?
Yeah, Moldova wasn't a country. Yeah, I got it.
Moldova's so sick. About once every 3 months, I go to like the shittiest gas station that I know of, and they import some of the shittiest booze I've ever drank. So about once every 3 months, I make sure to go in there and get this beverage. I'll pull up a picture of it for you. If you're playing along at home, I want you to Google "Catch a Ride in Moldova."
Okay. Well, I think Moldova became a country in the 90s. By the way.
This is just a very evil beverage. Look at that.
Oh man, it looks like a Jaeger bottle, but it looks like whiskey.
Yeah, think more Mad Dog. It's a 20% fortified wine.
Oh, nice. Well, yeah, because it's at a gas station. Well, not every gas station has liquor in this country. Remember that, guys. Depending on where you're from.
It's a fortified wine, not liquor.
Not a liquor. But some states have liquor in their gas stations.
Yeah.
Like good old Louisiana.
Roll Tide.
I said Louisiana. No.
Okay, the Roll Tide knows no boundary.
There is no state lines on Roll Tide, apparently.
Yeah. It's a mentality. It's a lifestyle. Man.
She's a runner. She's a track star. What'd you say you were going to elaborate? Will Stansel update. That's right.
Yeah, Will Stansel update.
Uh,
He is probably, maybe I'll give it 2 months max before he is like a far right American supremacist, as we all should be in this country. But
that's a new term, American supremacist. What does that mean, Doug?
it's on the box. The label gives you all the information you need.
Yeah. How many calories is it?
I mean, it's about 20% of your daily allotment.
Yeah, but like, let's actually dive into that. I know I was making a joke, but like, because I just want you to explain it
Yeah. Well, American supremacy is
for all of us in search of this out there.
I think we're used to at this point hearing people say America first. If you keep up with politics, that is. A lot of people are the foundational principle for their ideology is America first, which sounds good. But it leaves the door open to consider other people. America's supremacy
Yeah, who's second?
is a transition into what I think needs to happen. America only, actually. How about that? How about fuck anything else? We have too much shit to fix about our own shit. We don't have time to be bothering about X or Y. Don't even get me started on Z.
Don't even get him started, guys.
But Will Stansel comes into play after being the first guy to get sexually harassed by an AI.
Yep, that's honestly already a monumental like legacy.
He followed that up by continuing to stay involved in Minneapolis politics. And
We all know how that's going. You heard last week.
yeah, New Somalia. It's bad stuff. They had their little convention where they picked their candidates, and he gave a play-by-play of it. He was live tweeting the event. He's like, guys, so we've just been milling about for hours now. The day's almost over. We haven't picked anybody. We haven't even started a vote. And then moments later, he was like, okay, so fucking all the bodies in the room just kind of bum rush the voting process, and every candidate is Somali. And I feel like we didn't even hear anybody else out. We don't know what. There was like a lot of people up. There was a discussion to be had that didn't get had. This is kind of messed up. You know,
He's just now getting it.
in real time, we realized that if you import the third world, you get the third world. Then
That is a question, right? Like, the only office in this country that you have to be born here to get is
presidency.
that's it. Other than that, you could be a foreigner, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's speaking of exact changes I would make. That's one of them. Like every position should be required natural-born American citizen.
What about just American citizen?
No,
Now, if someone earns their citizenship, they like this place.
I don't care about that, to be quite frank with you. Another thing, you are ineligible for public office if you've ever held another country's citizenship. There should be no dual loyalties, no room, not a single crack in the wall that you could have a dual loyalty.
Right.
That's
I kind of get where you're coming from with that, right? Let's not commit treason, guys.
And but yeah, so he was really upset about that, and that's on the political side. And then here's why I think that he's going to tend toward the radicalization. Not only is it affecting his political life, his life's work, his major project, the reason he'll never find a woman, it's affecting his day-to-day life. Okay?
You just made a bold statement.
So he lives in a pretty central part of Minneapolis, what used to be a trendy.
He lives near like the Mall of America or something.
A trendy, affluent, like for the movers and shakers, that kind of neighborhood. He then the next day posted like, "Oh my God, my gym closed without notice. This is the third gym in my area that's closed. There's no more gyms near me." And then you go online and you look up his neighborhood, and it's like that's one of the main spots that they're dumping all these Somali migrants.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't even try to get citizenship, by the way. But hey, their bodies count for things like districting and congressional seats in the House.
For sure they do.
Yeah. So not only is it ruining his political
You don't
life,
need a driver's license.
it's ruining his like day to day, like how he's trying to function.
Wow.
And, you know, if enough of it keeps happening, he'll eventually convert. And there's nobody that I want to convert into the right wing more than Will Stancil. He is so extreme when he talks about politics. Like he's gone on multiple rants about murdering right wingers.
Is he supposed to be like a Democrat this whole time? I didn't realize what he was.
He is way left.
Is he like a journalist? Is he
He's just a guy. He's like a pundit. His main claim to fame was that failed run for I don't know what kind of public office, but he really tried hard. And then, yeah, we need to get off this guy.
Okay.
But, yeah. Well, all you need to know, turbo lefty. He got his degree in black people.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that now. And now he's like, he's come to an impasse.
Yeah, he's getting what he paid for, and he didn't like it. He's not liking it.
Yeah, he realized these black people are different from the ones he studied.
Dude, speaking of black people, we gotta talk about Hunter Biden.
Bro, I was like, where is he going with that? Where the fuck is he going with that? We gotta talk about Hunter Biden.
Yeah, man.
Why is that?
Are you familiar with the name Andrew Callahan? Okay.
Did I hear that Hunter Biden was getting groomed to be the next president, by the way?
Yeah, this actually plays exactly into that.
Okay.
So Andrew Callahan runs a YouTube channel called Channel 5 News. He's known for covering a lot of niche like topics that especially the mainstream doesn't touch on. He's done good work exposing the realities of homelessness, the realities of drug addiction.
Maybe I have seen him, but I'm not sure.
Huge name, but like it's not exactly fun to watch, so he doesn't go viral all the time. But I'll admit he does important work. He did a 3-hour-long interview with Hunter Biden that came out this past week, and I got a bullet list of a bunch of things that Hunter Biden said, and I just want to read it down.
Okay.
I also have a clip from the interview, so we're going to hear.
It was 3 hours.
Yeah, I have a clip from the interview. We're going to hear from Hunter himself. But here's some of the stuff that he talked about. He trash talked Nancy Pelosi a bunch, claimed that she secretly hates Kamala Harris, which that's not a secret. That's very obvious.
That was obvious, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it seemed like Obama wasn't a big fan either.
He told a bunch of people to go fuck themselves, including Nancy Pelosi's daughter, Barack Obama, David Axelrod, the guys who run the podcast Pod Save America, and George Clooney. Particularly,
George Clooney caught a stray in there?
Well, he accused George Clooney of helping to stage a coup against Joe Biden. So this guy was going off the rails.
Was it his wife? Was his doctor wife? Or whatever.
He admitted that his family relies on illegal alien slave labor, like a lot of rich people do. That's again, these are not surprising things, but you know, the fact that he felt so comfortable as to say all this stuff.
This is the shit that goes unspoken.
He called for the invasion of El Salvador to get, to just fuck with that. El Salvador, we've covered Nayib Bukele and his project to clean up his country. If you remember the Russiagate scandal and the laptop from hell, the October surprise from the 2016 campaign, he admitted that was for sure actually his laptop.
I thought that was 2020. Right when Biden was getting elected. That's when the Hunter Biden laptop thing. In 2016, it was Russiagate. That went through Trump's presidency.
Yeah.
But the laptop came out in 2020, and then Democrats didn't talk about it until 2024, right before the election. They were like, "Oh, remember that laptop?
Yeah.
Like, we need Biden to not be president again."
Right.
Do you remember that? Like, it didn't even touch the news in 2020. And then 2024, it's like, oh, this old story we all know already.
But yeah, you're right. Yeah, that is how that went. But
he mentioned that was his laptop.
Yeah,
wow, way to admit guilt.
Yeah, and crazy stuff. Like clearly, no lawyer was consulted.
Yeah, clearly, you should have had a lawyer present for this interview, dude.
Another wild thing he claimed. He accused Israel of allowing October 7th to take place on purpose.
See, that is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you.
I don't know if you like using that word for that, but I've heard people say things like that, and I was like, I don't know about that, but
Well, this is where conspiracy theory is appropriate, because if it did happen, that was a conspiracy. We're theorizing about conspiracy right now.
okay.
The shape of that idea, and it does have some legs to it. If it's true, it is some of the most insane shit ever.
Yeah, if it's true, it's heinous. It's heinous.
But the idea is that Israel military intelligence, so not Mossad, but military intelligence, they are so tapped into the moves that Hamas was making that they knew that they were coming in, and Netanyahu and the war minister, they went ahead and made some calls. They're like, pull troops out of this music festival, actually, and the ones that we leave there, make sure that they don't have any guns. And when the attack started, people wanted to go defend, because obviously you defend that kind of thing. And they're like, actually, you can't go yet. So the theoretical conspiracy is that like Netanyahu and military intelligence active, the same kind of shit that went down with J6 in this country. Trump offered like so much. He like, I can have the National Guard here, and Congress was like, no, actually, we don't want you to deploy the National Guard to the certification of the votes. Like, are you sure? I could do it. It's looking like maybe these people are going to be kind of crazy. We have these phone calls, and
yeah.
so I don't want to live in a world where a government lets that kind of thing happen to its citizens. Any government.
Same. So I like to think that's just a conspiracy
So
theory.
without confessions or without some kind of paperwork that's verifiably confirmed that kind of order was given, I choose not to believe that.
That's literally like what's the name of that movie? I can't remember, but it's the one with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson. He's like, I did order that code red,
Yeah.
Like that's
You
like
don't need men like me.
yeah, dude. I eat breakfast 300 miles from Cubans that want me dead. like that like admitting like that conspiracy, like killing your own soldiers is similar in what I'm saying. Like that's fucked up. Like I really hope that's not the case.
Yeah. That for my own mental, I gotta push past that one.
Yeah. Anyway, so Hunter Biden, what else did he say?
Yeah, he talked so much about crack cocaine, and
Oh, well, he's a big fan of it.
yeah, and
Like, you remember when we talked about his lovers? Like, remember when he was he was on trial for the gun thing, and all of his romantic partners were like, yeah, well, he's a great guy. He just did a lot of crack. You remember?
yeah.
Hunter Biden loves crack.
Let me see if I want to make sure that I have the right monologue here. I do.
He's making crack come back.
Yeah, so this is, somebody clipped this and edited in music. I want to be clear that the orchestral background, not an original part of the interview. They played it straight. But Hunter Biden on crack, y'all.
That's how powerful crack cocaine is. Does crack cocaine make you act any differently? No. Is it safer than alcohol? Probably. People think of crack as being dirty. It's the exact opposite. When you make crack, what you're doing is you're burning off all the impurities so that it combine with the sodium bicarbonate, which makes it smokable. That's all. All of these actors and people in the past that talked about they had a problem with cocaine and freebasing. They were smoking crack.
So straw on the stove is the same thing.
Not exactly, but close to it. But it's a little bit different.
Okay. I do want to point out, he's not exactly wrong.
Strictly alchemically speaking.
Because what it is a recrystallization reaction. It's an organic chemistry thing.
Okay, Prof, break it down. Break it down.
And my boy E40 made a song all about how you make it.
Your boy.
Yeah, my boy E40.
Your personal friend, rapper E40.
One of my best friends. He made a song called The Recipe. Feel free to check that out in your own free time to learn how you can make it at home. But he's not exactly wrong, because what it does is it takes the actual chemical and combines it into the big crystals, the bigger version.
The rock.
Because cocaine is like a powder, and it turns into like a crystal, like a big rock sort of thing, and it's, I guess, pure. The problem comes when people like add their own special ingredients. I think some people do that. I'm not sure, but I'm not a big crack guy. I've never done it. I don't know what it looks like necessarily, like in terms of what people are selling and shit. So I don't know, but if he's making it on his own, I don't know. What am I even saying right now?
Whip it.
Am I shooting like in the dark and just missing and failing? Like,
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
all I'm saying is he's not exactly wrong, but it is funny that what a big proponent he is of crack.
Yeah.
Is crack safer than alcohol?
No.
How can I make that call, dude?
Yeah, by the way, let's be clear. Let's take a firm official stance of the show. No, alcohol is in fact safer than crack.
Oh, we're gonna say that? We're gonna come out and say that? Okay. I don't know the science. I couldn't tell you what crack does to the body. I don't know. But I know alcohol is a poison, so.
Anything that hijacks your brain's chemistry to the nth degree, such as crack cocaine, you cannot, like, alcohol doesn't wreak that much havoc on your mental. Obviously, you can get addicted to it. It is, don't get me started on the dangers of alcohol. But
It does do something with dopamine.
when we're playing degrees of sin, one of them is clearly better than the other.
Well, one's a downer, one's an upper. I mean,
Only one of those two things is in the Bible. Has something that you're supposed to drink.
damn, you're gonna throw it like that. If it's in the Bible, it's okay.
All I'm saying is it's a pretty good place to start.
I don't think weed's in the Bible, is it?
Arguably,
It is in the American history books, though.
hell
My
yeah.
boy Abraham Lincoln loved to smoke him some sweet hemp.
Same. TJ was big on hemp as well.
TJ?
Yeah. Sorry, your boy is E40. My boy is Thomas Jefferson.
You personally knew Thomas Jefferson?
Dude.
Yeah, I saw him in the DMT dream, bro.
He called me. Beep.
He called me a clanker.
What a callback.
Clanker, please.
So yeah, just and he went on at length about crack and just essentially singing its praises.
Yeah.
And what a beautiful gift that the world got. The 3-hour-long Hunter Biden interview.
Don't think he's going to be able to be president after that one.
What really threw me for a loop is how much he sounds exactly like his father. Like,
I guess maybe like a coherent version of his father.
it's been so many years since we've heard a complete sentence out of Joe Brandon. So it's like, oh my God, he probably did used to be something. Joe. Joe, look how they massacred my boy.
Look what they did to my boy. Oh man, that is crazy. That is crazy that happened this week, and that he fucking said all those things.
Yeah. And then a lot of those things that he touched on, they manifested in other ways later on in the week. So a couple more news story highlights. Epstein Corner. Epstein Corner of the show.
We're going to Epstein Corner? Okay. Is this going to keep going on? If this is a recurring segment, it's because the country keeps talking about it, okay?
Yeah.
It's not our fault, alright? We don't really want to keep talking about it.
What were they hiding on that island? Welcome to the Epstein Corner.
Ba-dum-bum.
So, Hunter Biden went off on all these people, namely Obama. Obama came up in the White House when people were trying to talk to Trump about the Epstein stuff. He deflected by saying, Barack Obama was a traitor. You wouldn't believe the nasty things he's done to this country. And then Tulsi Gabbard, I believe that she's Director of National Intelligence. That's the acronym. Right after Trump made those comments, she was like, yeah, I've recommended him for investigation to the FBI. The feds are going to look into him.
Right, because they think that the whole Russia thing was made by him.
Yeah, and
Because we remember how crazy that was. They had the whole dossier and all that stuff. And they're thinking that it was set up, right?
yeah. There is kind of legs for that, but it is just a distraction because what also happened this week is Ghislaine Maxwell was brought to the White House, talked with Trump privately, then was returned to prison with a box. What was in that box, we don't know yet, but
This is news to me. I didn't know this.
it could end up being some stuff that needed to disappear.
See, I heard the Wall Street Journal reported that Trump's name is in the files.
Yeah, it's all over the file. We've known this since 2019. We've reported that on this show.
But why is the Wall Street Journal doesn't have access to the files? How do they know?
Who knows? It's, you know what, they're trying to sell clicks. They really just need to stay relevant.
Yeah, it's just the same old shit. They're literally Elon at this point.
No, but not only did Trump bring Ghislaine to the White House, he also said that she's going to get at least a limited pardon. Let's be clear. And for anybody who has somehow missed this in all the episodes of this show, I think we probably mentioned Epstein on at least half of the episodes of this show.
Really?
I would not be surprised. But just to be clear, Ghislaine Maxwell, daughter of Robert Maxwell, who I'm going to give a public apology for real quick. I was not familiar with his game. Turns out that he was a lot more normal and cool of a guy. It's mostly just his daughter that was fucked up. But she...
Yeah, he's actually got a really cool history.
Yeah, so shout out to Robert Maxwell. The end of your life sucked, but you were pretty cool for the most part, actually. So I've said nasty things about him before. I'm taking him back, mostly. His daughter, Ghislaine Maxwell, worked hand in hand with Jeffrey Epstein. And we know this for a fact, to traffic underage women, for not even underage women, let's not use a euphemism, girls, children,
Right.
for sexual use and abuse. Disgusting stuff. That person, Ghislaine, has been confirmed by the president to be getting at least a limited pardon. Some of that is going to be forgiven. That's not forgivable, if you ask a guy like
That's
me.
insane.
Guy like me, that kind of stuff is not forgivable.
Because I thought Trump was on the side of getting rid of all the child predators.
You know, I again am going to continue maintaining this line of reasoning. Trump himself is in some kind of physical jeopardy. I mean, I would love to believe that he's not the kind of guy who's down with child sex trafficking or child sexual abuse.
Right.
But yeah, no, what Ghislaine done, in no way, none of it, no amount of it, any step along the way, none of it is pardonable. And now we have the administration, the current sitting administration, saying she's going to get at least a limited pardon. Some of that was okay, actually. It's very dire circumstances.
Right.
So, yeah, but that's how compromising the entire Epstein files are. Is that somehow the choice of the people in power is to let them off the hook?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, it's gonna, whatever happens, it will definitely be interesting.
It's giving global conspiracy levels.
Hey, New World Order type shit.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this, like a couple weeks ago? I don't remember exactly, maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I don't remember, but yeah, like if the whole world is involved, it gets really crazy, you know? Like Trump's just looking out for us, basically. Or looking out for us, well, he's looking out for, I guess, the world, which is not America first, but
Yeah.
I think we should protect the children. I don't know.
I agree. But that's been the Epstein Corner.
Such lighthearted for such terrible things that he was said. Official stance of the pod: Ghislaine Maxwell should stay in prison.
Yeah.
Not necessarily die, but she should stay in prison.
Yeah. If we're gonna do anything else with her, we need what, like, the only other thing I would advocate to be done with her is to make her my girlfriend, because unfortunately she is still a very good looking woman. You know what, girl? I have a past too. We can work it out.
Doug, she's Robert Maxwell's daughter, dude. She's Jewish, bro.
Ah, fuck. That would make our kids Jewish too.
It would.
That's something to think about.
That's something to think about.
Anyway, Get,
I thought I would just throw that out there just to throw you
not that
off.
there's anything wrong with being Jewish.
I just want to throw you off your game.
Yeah. All right, I got my bit out of the way.
That was my bit as well. Okay, right there. But yeah,
You know what another cool bit is? Stealing $500,000 from charity.
oh, that's a bit.
Yeah.
That's a terrible fucking bit, dude. And I think we all know who we're talking about.
Yeah, I set you up. Walk us into this one.
Sure. We're talking about the VTuber agency that is no longer a thing. VShojo.
Yeah. For the uninformed, VTuber, it's like a Twitch streamer, except you use an avatar, and they've got ways of real-time animating avatars. So instead of using your actual face, you use an avatar.
I think it uses like facial something, like a thermo something to like get what you're doing with your face to like make the model do it too.
Yeah, the process is called rigging. Let's not get into the technical details here.
Yeah, right. Let's not go to the technicals. I don't know the details, but yeah, like VTubing has come a long way. Like there used to just be like PNG tubers, which is like a still image, and it's come a long way to where like the models are moving and expressing emotion.
Yeah.
They generally look like tiny anime girls, which is a little bit concerning. But infantilization of women aside,
It's just ballet, dude. Stop being such a prude.
yeah, well, infantilization of women's been a thing since like the 20s. The flappers started that shit.
I thought you meant the literal 20s, like
1920s.
20 Anno Domini.
Oh no, 1920s.
If we're taking the true feminist stance here, women have always been infantilized, actually,
Probably.
since time immemorial.
But like that's how they got independent somewhat. Like how people took them more seriously
Yeah.
without seeing them as a threat, I guess. Anyway,
So this company
so
VShojo.
the VShojo was a different thing than Hololive, because Hololive also is a company that runs VTubers, but that one's a little more of a tight ship. That one's like Japanese. It's almost like a South Korean sort of K-pop band. You know, like they take their models very seriously. They have contracts. They have certain things they're allowed to do, whatever. Whereas VShojo was more like, you're an up-and-coming VTuber. We'll help you make it big. From what I saw from them, they seemed like they had good intentions. So VShojo seemed like they had good intentions at the start. You know, they picked people. They wanted them to grow. It wasn't about like making money necessarily at the beginning, right? But a business has got to make money, right?
Yeah.
And then we all know popular VTuber who became the biggest streamer for a while. Her and Kai Cenat were going back and forth, right? Iron Mouse. Talked about her plenty on the show before. She famously has an autoimmune deficiency. Something. Someone told me her blood can't make white blood cells or something. I don't know if that's what exactly her condition is, but I heard that. Don't quote me on that. But, you know, since she has that disorder, she's all about raising money for other people with that disorder as well. Or other people with similar disorders, I guess. Autoimmune deficiency stuff. And she raised a fuck ton of money for it.
Literally $500,000.
But where did that money go?
It turns out CEO of VShojo Gunrun just stole it. He just spent it on personal expenses, pretty much.
Yeah, and it's like, what? That was money for charity.
Sorry, I put it all on black. Oops. Which not necessarily. If that returned, that's gonna like triple.
I don't think he put it all on black, but
He did a lot of gambling. He's a known gambler.
oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that, but yeah, the money got used differently, basically, probably to help the company, help his whatever, right? And Iron Mouse not cool with that, so she left the company, and now they're raising money separately to get that to charity, which is awesome. But VShojo took a big hit from that, negative press for sure, and their business is gone now. It's officially over.
Yeah.
So that was huge. Like to go from Monday the news coming out and then the company being gone by I think Thursday. Wild stuff happening in the VTuber sphere. He said that his business wasn't making a profit. You can't run a business without making a profit, buddy. Like
Yeah, that's 101. That's the basics.
like that's just you being dumb. You're not a smart business person. You don't deserve to run a business. I don't know. I don't understand where.
GG, well played.
This shouldn't be a big deal. Like you fucked up, and it's not anyone else's fault.
My finances are screwed. My finances are so messed up. Here's what my budget looks like.
Guys, have sympathy for me.
Food, $200 a week. Rent, $2,000 a month. Candles, $17 a quarter. Gambling, $500,000. Please, somebody who's good at the economy, help me budget. This is not good. Like, cut down on gambling.
And then the guy's like, whoa, are you crazy? Maybe rent. Maybe we'll cut down rent. Oh, man. But yeah, dude, like, that was insane to me. That happened in the course of a week. Like, boom, the company's gone. People were talking about it, and it was over.
Death of... I want to get this
It
analogy
was sort of
off.
like embezzlement or something.
Yeah. Pretty much. I want to get this analogy off, but I was thinking about this. Confirm for me a way to think about something like VShojo, similar to the idea of like a record label, right? Like the idea is a record label would help out their artists.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like a talent agency. Like, think of like an agent that books movie gigs for people.
Gotcha.
Similar to that.
There's
like Machinima was on YouTube back in the day. Like it like represented people.
Gun Run messed up big because I hear that idea and I'm like, there's obviously money in that.
Yeah. How did that get fucked up?
How do you fuck that up?
Yeah, dude, like you royally fucked it up. You're stealing charity money because you can't run a business. Like,
Damn.
hey, he let out an apology. He wrote like a tweet or something. But even still, bro,
Yeah,
we see through the lines a little bit.
I mean, at least he did take full accountability. He was
Which is something that we sorely need in this economy,
So-
for lack of better words.
yeah, credit where it's due. However, come on, bro. Come on, bruh.
You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself, man.
Yeah, flew too close to the sun, and now your company is dead. That's not the only thing that's dead.
On this, I do want to ask you a question real quick.
Oh, how do we get this deep into the show?
We did.
Without a big question.
It was the Epstein corner. What did you say? Epstein on the island.
What are they hiding on that island? This is the Epstein corner.
But a bump. Anyway, question for you. Fuck, marry, kill.
My favorite game.
Russia, the Middle East, and China. Middle East doesn't refer to Israel.
Okay, are we?
Every other country but Israel in that area.
It includes. Spoiler alert! It does include Israel.
I know, but for this question, it doesn't.
It does. You can say that, but in my mind, it's gonna still count anyway.
Okay.
Now, are we doing the women of these regions, or are we doing the actual geopolitical entities?
Yeah, imagine it's like you're gonna date the government
Okay.
or the country itself. This isn't like the women.
Yeah. So obviously, marry China. Obviously, there's
Okay.
there's no other choice there. Yeah, I think that has to make it. This is a tough one. This is really hard, and there's no good way of going about this. But I'm just gonna pull the trigger on it. It's fuck Russia and kill the Middle East.
Damn.
Break down the rationale here. When I say obviously marry China, I mean it's a pretty big economy.
She's doing well for herself.
I might get to meet all of my favorite Chinese TikTokers. Tina at the Engine Factory. That's the way she says factory. I'm
Factory.
I might get to meet Crazy B.
Factory.
I might get to meet Peng Zai. You know, the list goes on. There's so many people in China that I want to meet.
Right.
So marry China. It's got the money. It's got the people. It even has pretty good music. Now, Russia versus the Middle East. Honestly, they're both the same fuck. That's what makes this hard. Very confrontational, very abrasive. Probably just by the nature of those two entities, I don't see how I could be the dom in that situation. I'm getting domed by either of those two geopolitical entities. So I'm gonna take the white one over the brown one, just to it's gonna suck either way. It's good, but
You're taking it, is what you're saying.
yeah, is what it is.
But Russia's the motherland, not the fatherland.
Yeah, really, I just like that accent more than the Middle East accent. And then the Middle East, I mean, it does have Dubai. It does have that going for it. The problem is it's got everything else too. So everything else that comes along with the Dubai. And for that reason, Sharks, I'm out.
Nice, okay.
What about you? What's your order there?
Damn. I think I'm with you, fuck Russia. And by fuck, I mean fuck Russia.
Oh yeah. Those Vidania.
I think I might be the same, dude, because if I married the Middle East dude, I'm getting beat, dude. In Sharia law, you're allowed to beat your wife. Am I the wife? Or are they the wife? And then China, I mean, we could do something there.
Yeah.
We could do something there. There's some fixing to be done there. That's a I can fix her. That's a we could make a capitalist country yet out of you. You're so close.
I'm thinking we're about to have the nacho century.
we're about to. We could really do something there.
Hey, Mama, how about you give me that mandate of heaven?
I'll make jobs for Americans in China.
Roll Tide.
But I don't necessarily want to kill the Middle East, but in the scenario,
Inside
that's
the game, yeah.
That's the game, how the game works.
If you take that personally, you're redacted.
Personally, if you take that seriously. I think there's one other news story we need to cover, and it's about Whammon.
Oh, Whammon. Oh, dude.
Because-
Whammon.
Because Whammon made themselves a little app this week, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, actually, women didn't make the app. This greasy, nasty scumbag of a man tricked a bunch of poor, sweet, and beautiful angels into giving away their personal private information. How did he do this? It's an app called T, folks. The app's called T, and it pitches itself as a way to anonymously contribute to profiles of men,
Anonymously.
so that
Keyword.
you can go look up a man on this app, see what other women have anonymously said about him, and
Insane idea for an app.
yeah, make your decision to whether or not you're going to date him or have him in your life based off of this information that is anonymous.
Okay, back in the day, like I'm talking like maybe feudalism still. I might be wrong. Might be after feudal. Might be Victorian era type stuff. Like France and like England. I think they had like parlor parties or something like that. Is what it was called. Salons, where women would gather in like a home together. That's the perfect place for this kind of discussion. Not on an app. Like,
You should be. Let's be clear. This kind of
and taken to such a scale.
conceptually, right? Like if there is a man out there, notable member of the community, who needs to be ostracized to some degree, yeah, obviously that kind of man should be pointed out. That information needs to come from people you personally know. You need to be one thing that we've really lost in this day and age is connection. Most people are so atomized, so isolated. They're getting all their socialization just from social media. It's abhorrent. Part of making this country better is getting back to the real world, honestly. So I'm not one of these people who's like, this is insane. How this kind of behavior is it? No, it's understandable behavior. It's good. It's historically based behavior, like you're saying. The problem is it's anonymous, which means that there doesn't have to be any proof about these claims. So right away, all this, it's a libel factory.
Right.
And for the brief existence of this app so far, multiple guys have already been able to threaten legal action to the App Store. They've threatened Apple with legal action if their profile doesn't get removed, and then gotten their profile removed.
Legal action to Apple.
Yeah. And I mean, oh, well,
What do they think they are, Fortnite?
it's not even that you would bring a suit. It's just you threaten that, and Apple's like, yeah, of course, we'll get this handled.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No worries.
No need for lawyers. But that's a huge liability. That's such a slam dunk, easy, winnable case. Like, it'd print money for the legal profession. But, yeah, so there's just no way that any of it is going to be true at all on there.
Definitely a lot of hyperbole, right? For sure. Like, because there's no limits. You can say whatever you want. And
So that's bad for men. This is
Yeah.
how it was bad for women.
and then it took a fucking turn. It took a it was like going down the road and it went did a big old U-turn.
Yeah. So if this app is only for women, we kind of got to make sure that users who sign in to participate in it, got to, in some way, shape, or form, prove that they're women, right? And how do you do that? You either ask for pictures of your face, you take selfies, and then they're like, okay, yeah, that looks like a woman, that's good. Or you send in your driver's license or some other form of government ID.
Right.
Hundreds of thousands of women chose to upload their driver's license, and you have your address on there. You have
You do.
identifiable information, like and
Date of birth.
Once you have stuff like that, you can get into someone's bank account. You can stalk them. Like, not good. And plus, every picture you take with a cell phone has this stuff called metadata attached to it. And with little to no effort, you get that picture on your computer, you right-click it. Yeah, I think it's as easy as right-clicking it and then choosing the option, show metadata. That has geographical coordinates. That has what kind of device took the picture. It
Right.
has a crazy amount of stuff there. So all that was
Margaret's iPhone 16 took this photo.
yeah. So all that was collected, and due to a type of law called KYC, Know Your Consumer, these are insane laws. We're probably going to see those rolled back in some way, shape, or form, or we might not, because again, it's a great way to control people. You get all this information about people, you can control the shit out of them. But what you're supposed to do with all that information as a company, you are supposed to secure it for a limited period of time and then delete it. Now, this app's only been out, I think, 4 days as of recording.
Oh, wow, okay.
This has been a tumultuous, fast-moving scandal. They fucked up on the first thing. They didn't secure it. It wasn't
Right.
even hidden. It was as easy as going to the web version of this app and then just checking the permissions on it. It was like, permissions? Oh, you mean all of these driver's licenses that we saved? Yeah, here's all of them. And now what? Somebody who figured out that there's that little level of security, they just scraped 64 gigs of driver's license photos and then added them into a searchable map that you can zoom in on and see what everyone in an area, all these women that signed up individually, where they were geographically when they took that picture for their driver's license.
Right.
And there's this is very scary stuff.
Yeah.
I pray for the safety of the women that got their information exposed,
A lot of doxing.
even though they're not engaging in a good practice or in good faith with the whole anonymous shit talking. That
They
doesn't
don't necessarily deserve
they
this.
don't deserve to be any of the harassment that's bound to come their way. But the funny part of this exposition
Okay.
is seeing where and the concentrations, like where these people are signing up, essentially. The two that I really got a kick out of, one woman signed up, she's some kind of government contractor, apparently, or a member of the armed forces. But yeah, in the middle of a top secret flight line, like where we keep our B-2 bombers and like stealth bomber type planes, like planes we don't even know about yet. Yeah, there's a geographical tag on that flight line. So
Oh my god. Yeah, I heard there was some crazy stuff in DC.
the other one is there was like literal hundreds of signups in the DC municipality.
So there's definitely some congressmen that are getting outed.
All these wives and mistresses. Ooh-wee. Then, I wish none of them harm. I pray for their safety. But
We're a woman first podcast.
but fucking pretty funny. That particular one, and then the Flightline one. I'm just like, you're doing the coolest shit that an American can do, and you would still rather talk shit online. It's kind of relatable, but at the same time,
It's almost like, why are you doing this at work?
come on, man.
Go home first. Although, if she is like works in the barracks or whatever, I mean, I guess that's her home. But like, even still, like, we shouldn't be doing this on a top secret base, I guess. But she didn't know she was gonna get doxxed, I guess.
I mean, a lot of people don't even know what metadata is. Like, I feel like that was, out of all the things we've said today, that's probably the most valuable piece of information. It kind of makes you rethink, like, posting photos online at all. Like, no matter how locked down you think your Facebook is, all it takes is one evildoer to download a picture that you put on your Facebook, click that, be like, oh, I can go find them now.
Oh my god.
So, yeah.
Brings Facebook stalking to a whole new level.
I'm saying that is the point I'm making.
That is the point you're making. That is the point. But yeah, that was just insane that happened so quickly, and that some dude was able to figure that out and get all his driver's licenses was crazy.
You know, wild times we live in.
Right. Speaking of wild times we live in, I know we're getting kind of into it here, but I did want to mention the is it Public Safety Act or something in Britain, UK?
Yeah. Oh.
Because it's very similar in terms of like taking a selfie to verify, but it's not about verifying whether you're a woman, it's about verifying whether you're an adult.
Online Safety Act.
Online Safety Act. They want to protect the kids, okay? The internet's not safe for children,
Yeah. Now,
apparently.
so this passed back in 2023, but it got implemented this past Thursday.
Yeah.
Now, what they've done is they've essentially, what it is, in a nutshell, requires age verification for anything online that can be considered adult. The obvious one that most people will think of in this case is pornography.
Yeah, that's the one that they always bring up. They're like, we don't want kids looking at that. It's like, I don't think you're going to stop little Timmy from looking up boobies. I don't think that's going to happen.
It is every young man's first internet search. As soon as mom's not standing over his shoulder at the computer, he's typing in big boobs. Or maybe just boobs. Maybe he doesn't know that big is better. In terms of returning good search results. All cup sizes are valid. But
Thank you, Doug, for making that stipulation.
but in terms of getting good pictures on Google, you have to add big. Anyway.
It just makes the search results cleaner.
Exactly. But it goes for anything adult. Anything that can be remotely considered adult. Violent things, and that violence in and of itself is a really tenuous spectrum. It can be as simple as, I mean, even the sport of tennis is kind of violent. If you really want to make the argument, they're actively hitting things aggressively.
And when they lose, they smack their racket into the ground.
Yeah, sometimes they throw the racket at the referee. But violence, alcohol, which, maybe you just want to learn about alcohol. Too bad you can't look at this Wikipedia article about alcohol and alcohol facts because it could be considered an adult. So, do you have a Wikipedia license? You got a Oi, mate, you got a Wikipedia license?
Oh, you got a wanking license? Let me see your toes.
Yeah. And then anything drug related, which there's illegal drugs, but drug related applies to pharmaceuticals too. So they're just walling off so much information. Like currently Wikipedia is down in the UK because of this. And unfortunately it's not just affecting the UK. Ireland, which is not a part of that, they're their own thing. Due to the way that
Internet works.
the way the internet works, they're geographically close enough to the setup that they're falling under these restrictions as well. So it's bad enough that it's happening to the citizens of England, but now they're fucking up other people's shit too. that it's bad geopolitically all around.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be clear, there does need to be some amount of safeguarding for children,
I guess. We have YouTube Kids for that.
but not like this. This is not the way.
Yeah, I think parents need to take more responsibility is the true answer, as opposed to like blaming it on other things and then having them have to do something for you.
A lot of people don't want to hear that.
Things would be so much better if parents would just look out for their kids.
Yeah,
So what a concept.
imagine that. Imagine your actions having consequences.
Well, I mean, just imagine like raising a child. What a concept.
Incredible.
The concepts are gonna quince, dude.
Damn cons as always quince. Why do they quince?
I hate when they quince.
That reminded me that there is another censorship controversy kind of going on concurrently. And this is a very brief story, so it'll be fine to end on. You heard about the stuff going down with Collective Shout and Visa MasterCard?
I saw a little bit of it, but I didn't really.
So Collective Shout is an activist group. They pitch themselves as being feminist, but as an activist group, that means they're rad femmes, which means that they have a lot of really psychotic ideas, and a lot of what they have to say is actually kind of anti-women. We could get into that at a different time, but they would operate out of Australia, and what they've gone and done that has gotten everybody mad. They pressured Visa MasterCard through a campaign of calls and emails. They got them to, at multiple digital marketplaces, stop servicing any pornographic content. And so itch.io had to take down all their NSFW stuff. A bunch of NSFW games got removed from Steam. Even Steam, Valve, famously known for telling everyone to go fuck themselves, we're doing what we want.
Right.
Valve bent the knee.
They have to for Visa MasterCard. Look at Russia, dude.
Yeah. So
When you lose that, you lose a lot of money.
yeah. Do I think that the world has gotten to some great loss now that people can't purchase games about like incest or lollies? They did, I'll give them credit, they targeted some gross shit. But this kind of stuff never stops there.
Never does.
It's, Collective Shout could decide tomorrow that like we might not be okay with video games at all, or they could be like, we're not cool with fiction.
So in other words, what you're saying is they're wielding too much power
Yep.
with this.
Well, it's what it's revealing to me is that Visa MasterCard has too much power. So,
Right.
Among all the things that we got to fix about the way the world works and big changes, eventually there's going to have to be a reckoning with payment processors.
We're all switching to Discover, guys.
And should the payment processor have the power to decide what content I can or cannot consume? I don't think so.
No, you're right. American Express. That's what we're switching to. America only.
Brother. Yes, America only. I'm back in.
Express.
I'm back in, doctor.
Doctor. But yeah, that is insane. The power they wield. Because, like I said, look at Russia. When the credit card companies pulled out of Russia after the Ukraine-Russia, it's the shit. Like,
Yeah.
they're suffering because of it.
It hurt a lot of normal ass people.
So, we should look into that. Make some laws, government. Protect your citizens from these companies.
Amen.
Like, the companies in general wield too much power.
So true, brother.
They just do. But I mean, what can you do? They're wealthy.
So true.
Want to get out of here?
Let's do it. Part me a shot.
Yo, guys.
Is that really what your gun sounds like?
No.
What does your gun sound like? Nice.
I don't know, dude. I can't remember the last time I did it. It was probably like, ooh, ooh. Who knows? Anyway, guys, go to a certain website. It's called twitch.tv/Seth_Nacho411 to get some great streams this week. The schedule is different this week, though, because of my JOB. So I will be streaming Tuesday and Wednesday this week for sure. Dead by Daylight content.
Terror Tuesday and Wild Wild Wednesday.
I was gonna say Wacky Wednesday. I don't know what else I would call it.
The Wild Wild Wednesday.
Wild Wild Wednesday. Okay, well we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. But Will Smith reference aside, those will be the days this week. And look out for my other streams if I ever get that off the ground. I'm still working on it. Working on myself to get there. And then besides that, we were talking about the Online Safety Act. It's really funny. A really funny thing out of that is that people got around the facial recognition software to prove you're an adult by using the main character from Death Stranding 2. And it's funny because this one lady did this whole thing where she wore like a fake mask to like pretend, and like the thing was like, nah, that's not a real person. But yet, the video game character, Sam from Death Stranding 2.
Sam Porter Bridges.
Yeah, fucking worked. So,
Yeah.
that by no means is this thing good for people in general, but it's funny that you can get around it in such a dumb way.
Kojima-san. Bless you, Kojima-san.
I would say nothing the UK does is good, so that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Pretty honestly, pretty good heuristic. If the UK's doing it, probably bad. Bosh. Bosh.
Bish bash bosh.
I'll never look when I pour because I'm the absolute governor. Bosh. Over here, you already know it's your boy Doug B. Check me out, get with me. If you're out there, hit me up, hit my line. I ain't doing nothing. Show me something. Come on, kiss me up. Show me something. I don't care.
Buy him something on his Steam wish list.
Buy me something. Show me a whole new world, bro. I don't care. But kiss me up, touch me. I'm gonna stop doing someone else's bit now. At least I acknowledge it.
I didn't know it was someone else's bit.
But in terms of something I want you to think about, just little knowledge. I got into like the middle history of Europe. I did a little bit of a dive on that this past week. It turns out that like it's really easy to think of it as like a shitty, muddy scumfuck nightmare. They were actually, for the most part, pretty clean. Like they were up on hygiene. Did they bathe as much as we do in this era? Not really, but they did the best they could. They were sweeping shit up. They knew how to properly dispose of human waste, for example. Maybe they didn't wash themselves. They washed their clothes a lot. Like they were constantly wearing clean garments and making sure that like they weren't living in filth. And you know, that's why stuff like the Black Death, which spread because of rat infestations, and more specifically the fleas on a massive amount of rats. That's like part of why it was so devastating. Is like, if you lived in filth, your immune system would probably be a lot better at fighting plagues. But they weren't living in filth. They had pretty normal ass, like pretty honestly similar to today's condition level of hygiene. Obviously, we're doing it big style with all kinds of soaps and solutions, but you know, country girls really did make do. So I just thought that was cool. I'll let you guys in on that bit of knowledge.
Country girls really do make do. They sure do, man. They sure do.
But anyway, you know, you can make do too, but you also gotta carry water, chop wood, and most importantly,
Shoot you, she knows it.